now, if I'm doing the math, you've been in business for yourself for 15 years, right?
15 years. Yep.
Congratulations,
Thank
right?
you. Thank
So,
you.
so what would you say to your younger self or to me or anyone listening? Three things, the same question you asked those mentors, three
Yeah.
things. What are the three things you would say to your younger self or to me or anyone listening right now about avoiding or mistakes with business or
Oh,
anything?
wow. Follow your gut. Always follow your gut. It sounds so cliche, but usually the first thing that hits you is always going to come to pass. And when you think too long, too hard, and you come up with new ideas, you usually always realize that your first and original idea was probably the best one. Um, Hire the right people. Hire the right people and trust them to do their job. Because again, when you get to that space and place where it's too much for you as an individual, you want to be sure that you can release it. But also, if you got to hover and if you got to micromanage, why are you hiring other people, right? It's better to correct and to coach than it is to micromanage and hover, because then you're now losing the trust of the people that you've hired to put in place. Yes, no one is ever going to do it like you. I will tell you that. I have found that over 15 years. No one's ever going to run this agency or do the work like I will, but I have to trust and release that they're going to do the best that they can. So that's number two. And number three, oh boy, what would I say as far as my third piece of advice? Love what you do. Just pick something that you're absolutely going to love, because most people get into the entrepreneurial space thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. I'm going to make all this money. I can vacation whenever I want. I can just do things on my terms. It's actually harder. I remember coming home and telling my then 3-year-old son, mommy's not going back to work. Mommy's going to be working from home and mommy's going to be spending way more time with you, because that was my motivation, right? And I remember him hitting like the age of 4.5 going, mommy, you're never here. You didn't make it to my school program. I thought you were doing this to be with me more. And he was 4. And I was like, oh my gosh, out of the mouth of babes. And it was that pivotal moment that I was like, okay, Marsha, you got to ease up, because you realize what you put in is what you get out. But sometimes you can put in a little too much that you start to lose yourself. And I realized I was losing myself to my own company. So yes, while you do get, the carte blanche of making a lot of decisions and doing things on your own terms, it's not always easy. Sometimes it's harder.